Good morning, fellow project managers. My name is Tim McDearman, and I'm a software development project manager here living in Tampa Bay, Florida. And I'm doing a series of videos based on how to scale Scrum. And today I want to talk about large-scale Scrum. Thus, I am standing in front of a large statue. This is at the Cancer Survivors Center here in Al Lopez Park. And this, as you can see, it is quite large. Thus the reference to large scale Scrum. Okay, large scale Scrum is, at its core, it's still Scrum. In the meat of it, it's Scrum, but it adds a few layers on top of Scrum to make it large scale. So if you're dealing with a project where you're going to have a large number of Scrum teams working together and having to coordinate their work with each other, this is a good format for that. It has the same people structure organization as regular Scrum, but one of the extra features it has is it has kind of a team of teams. So if you have multiple Scrum teams working on the same, say, piece of software, the same deliverable, and you need to coordinate their work, this is a good methodology for that. It's the team of teams is the combined individual Scrum teams all together combined into one large team. And they share the same product owner, they share the same product backlog, but they have different Scrum Masters and different team members. Now, we're going to talk about the sprint. The sprint is where the real differences come in the framework. The sprints in large-scale Scrum they have two planning sessions. The first planning session, sprint planning number 1, is done at the team of teams level, and they all get together and they all go over the product backlog and select the items off of that backlog that their team is going to work on. And that then forms the individual sprint backlogs for the teams to work on. So that's sprint planning number 1. Then sprint planning number 2 is the individual teams get together. Outside the team of teams, they get together and they go over their individual sprint backlogs, and figure out the steps that they're going to have to take to implement their piece of that backlog. That's the main difference. And now, so the teams are now all working in parallel, and as they work in parallel, they have to coordinate with each other to collaborate on the different dependencies that their teams have. So, but that's up to the individual teams to figure out and to coordinate. That's not the responsibility of the Scrum Master or the product owner. The individual teams work out how they're going to do that. Okay, so now the sprint is at its end. Now the individual sprint teams have to get together and combine all of their individual deliverables into the one deliverable that they're going to present at the sprint review. So the sprint review then happens, and it's the normal sprint review where all the individual teams are there. They're demoing with their deliverable, and then we move on to the retrospectives. Now the retrospectives are a little bit different. We have first start out with this normal sprint retrospective conducted by each individual team on themselves, and then they get together as a team of teams again and have an overall sprint retrospective. That's the main structure of LESS, large scale Scrum, LESS. Now, that's just the framework side of it. There are more things that you need to know if you want to do LESS, and it has its own set of principles, etc. If you want more information about LESS, then you need to go to less.works, LESS.WORKS. And that's where you can get more information about it. So thank you all very much. Now I'm going to go walk around the statue and see it a little bit better. Thank you.